Hey everyone, this is the Lego Ninjago movie set called Garma Mecha Man. There's just something about that name, just the cadence of that title that makes me think of the Puppy Monkey Baby commercial. You know, it's like Puppy Monkey Baby, Garma Mecha Man. Or maybe that's just me. Oh well. Anyway, this is a very dark mech, lots of dark gray, lots of black, lots of gunmetal gray thrown in there as well. Some of it with stickers, some of it not. The blue pieces are completely out of place, terribly so, especially on the front. I always complain about that, but when it's especially obvious, well, it's especially obvious. I mean, this uses red as its small accent color, which works out really well. And then just the small little blue pieces don't look good, especially right there in the center section. This has a cockpit for Garmadon where he stands, and it's very easy to get access in there because the mouth opens up and there's a console there with just a sticker, but also the head opens up, which makes it super convenient. Got some trans red colored inverted tiles there. I guess these are supposed to represent the tiny little eyes off to the sides. I kind of like the rib cage elements, how those come around the sides, give it a little interesting shaping there. It has, well, kind of a regular arm on this side with plenty of articulation with the ratcheting joint that comes up and down, and you can bring this in and out. You can rotate at the elbow separately. These are all ball joints here for the finger. Well, this is a ball joint for the thumb. These are just hinged normally, but you can't really use the ball joint on the thumb as well as I would like. I'd like to be able to turn it in, and you know, it just doesn't have that range there. So this is almost a single axis joint, but it is also able to come up. So you can kind of do a thumbs up, a thumb up, just one. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. Can't really hold on to anything too effectively though. That's the one thing that I'm missing with this that I don't like about it. You know, you're not able to get a good grasp like that. The other side has his shark blaster, which was an interesting construct. Unfortunately, this is not able to rotate quite in the ways that I would like it to. I'd like to get it more flat like that, but in front of him rather than being off to the side. That's just a limitation mostly of the inner joint and just the bulk of this shark head. Now this does have a single spring-loaded shooter built into it. So it looks like it has two blasters on the sides, kind of in-universe, but the actual thing is just shooting off a single bolt here, which they have recolored strangely into the light royal blue color. I call it baby blue or powder blue, but yeah, that's different. It's supposed to represent an actual fish that's being shot out at high velocity. And he's got this kind of ammo belt that's connected to him, which shows the fish being loaded up. And those fish are coming from a fish tank on the back. Do not feed the fish, okay? This is a feeder tank. Just leave them alone. They're just going to get shot off as ammunition. That's the coolest thing on the back here, well, second coolest thing on the back. But there are a lot of kind of random looking elements, kind of mixes of colors and shapes on the back that I'm not too thrilled about personally. This does have the ultimate weapon back here, so another copy of that. I think the thing that I like most back here is that it has thrusters at the backs of the the lower legs, just above the ankles. Now this does use ball joints at the very base of it for the ankles themselves, so you're able to get this to angle forward and back a little bit, and it also has joints at the hips, so those are able to actually come out. You can splay the legs apart, and this is a separate ratcheting joint that allows you to go back and forward just a little bit. So you're kind of able to think about walking. That kind of counts as a walking pose, sort of. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I don't think this set needed knees for this particular shape here, but I would have liked a little bit more front to back articulation to make this look more like it's taking a proper step forward. I think that's one thing that's missing. I don't think that knees are necessary for that. People, really don't like the lack of knees. I generally don't like the lack of knees in mechs, but this is one where the whole thing is just silly enough that as long as it was able to kind of take a big old monster step forward, a nice Frankenstein's monster kind of step, then I would have been happy. But it's just not quite there, not quite. And is that it? I think I may have just taken you through this whole thing way faster than I expected. These elements are able to be rotated around just a little bit, but you're not able to bring them up and down like you can on some mechs that LEGO has done in the past. Same thing here, but I feel like the whole thing feels like a little bit of a mix of a bunch of stuff put together. It's a little bit lacking in terms of the posability, the playability, and even the silliness, I feel, is a little bit just held back by the design. You know, this is not supposed to be a super serious futuristic mech. This is Garmadon in the LEGO Ninjago movie. It's supposed to be silly. It shoots fish, you know. But I don't know, I feel like they should have either pushed forward further towards the silly side of it, or maybe made it a little bit smaller just so that they could put a little bit more into getting it to be able to be posed in better ways. I mean, even this hand is a little bit lacking to me, and that's unusual. Okay, well, looking at figures, there's Garmadon, and on the right is a Shark Army Great White Soldier. And this one has the headpiece that has the armor and the pauldrons and kind of the front of it built together, so they've got a separate air tank piece, and they've redone the classic space styled air tank piece for this series into gunmetal gray. I think the head itself looks pretty good, but the inclusion of the armor into it kind of reduces its usability for custom stuff where you just want to make something that's based on a shark design. No alternate face for either of these, but there's a clear look at the print on the back of the torso of the Great White at least. And I'll just remove, a little bit off there, but I'll just remove the upper torso for Garmadon in case you haven't seen previously this exact same main torso piece for him. And here's Lloyd, the Green Ninja, and on the right is a citizen named Pat. Comes with a red camera piece. Lloyd is fully suited up. Pat obviously is not going to show an alternate face because it would be showing all the time. Just a little bit of print on the back of that one. Her legs and the hip piece are dark brown. Incidentally, the face that's forward here for Lloyd has a slightly sideways expression to the mouth, which requires that you move the headgear over off to one side. Otherwise, if you center it relative to the eyes, you start to see the mouth showing there. So that's just a little bit awkward. There's how that looks beneath fully, which is an appropriate expression for him. Just the execution is just a little bit off for the realities of minifig pieces, and there's his alternate. Garmadon's mech? More like Garmadon's meh. This whole set is decidedly meh to me. Really, really is. That's unexpected and disappointing. I mean, it's a tall robot thing. It's supposed to be mean. I mean, I guess it's okay as a toy just to hold like this, but actually using it more like Lego stuff typically is, with more interactivity. I don't know, just everything about it is lacking to me, is not as good as I would hope for it to be. The posability, what it can actually do with just the single shooter that's not even able to be posed quite the way I want it, with the hand that can't even really grab things particularly well. It'll hold on to the laser pointer, but that's about it. The way that they did the cab section, the control area, is good. That's really good. The head is kind of floppy, but it works out just fine. The legs, you know, meh. The minifigure inclusion is nothing to write home about. And all the strange colors, I mean, the gold is even a little bit too bright to me, but the blue stuff, nah. I really don't want to see all that. So, yep, There you go, Garma Mecha Man, puppy monkey baby. See, now I wish that LEGO had made a puppy monkey baby instead of this. Oh well, can't win them all. And, of course, my opinion is just mine, and you may actually really like what you've seen here, and you may be annoyed that I don't. C'est la vie. Thank you for watching anyway. I'm gonna get to work on my next video. I'll talk to you again soon.